it's Drew Russell with Michael Saunders and Company in Sarasota, Florida, coming to you with a monthly video market update. And today we're going to address what I think is the big elephant in the room for everyone that's looking at real estate, and that is my house worth less than it used to be because of the coronavirus? Or if you're a buyer in this market moving in, can I get a better deal today because of the coronavirus? The answer to that is largely it depends, but I do not think that the coronavirus is going to have an extreme effect on pricing in our market for several reasons, which I'll demonstrate for you shortly. First of all, I would like to add that I do not wish to make light of the coronavirus situation. We know friends of friends who have passed away from the virus. We know those who are very sick, and we know those who are really struggling financially in their businesses because of this. So I'm going to try to just share from the heart what my experience has been and what I see happening with real estate in Sarasota. And again, just don't want to minimize that some may be struggling through this situation with this virus. Okay, so what's been going on with me personally? March was a banner month, which was kind of, business that was generated in January and February. So we had a lot of closings in March, closings after the shutdown. Everything went off without a hitch. We had our first drive-through closing where we drove up to the closing agent. They came out and notarized everything and went off with no issues. And have put together several deals through negotiations all through April and working on one now here in May. So from a standpoint of actual production, my practice sales have been kind of on line with what I would expect this time of year, which is a really good thing, very fortunate. But our velocity of activity is much slower than it was before the shutdown. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. I think that as things are lifted now, we're going to see quite a bit of activity as people feel safe coming out and looking at properties. So in regards to the question that I get quite frequently is, hey, are there any great deals in the market? Or sellers saying, gosh, has my home value plummeted? The answer to that right now, at least from what I've seen, is no. Values have not changed dramatically. In fact, if you look at this slide that I've prepared for you here, it shows real estate over the past few recessions. And you can see in the dot-com era, there were a lot of years where real estate actually went up during a recession as opposed to down. And I think that the cataclysmic storm that was 2008 and 9 is the most recent thing on everyone's memory. And this just isn't that. Take another look at this next slide, which shows appreciation levels for the years before the big meltdown and the years before COVID-19. And you'll see that we were appreciating at almost 10% per year on real estate prices leading into the big crash. And that's just something that we have not had. We've had a little bit above average appreciation, averaging around 5%, and where the normal average is about 3%. So much more stable there. In regards to unemployment, you can see forecasts saying, we are having a big issue with it now. It looks like that's going to be headed down as we get into the next couple years back to historic lows. And then also we're kind of looking and putting our finger on the pulse of what some major financial institutions are saying, looking for when they're projecting a recovery and how they're managing their investments. And it looks like a lot of places are expecting a really strong third quarter. And I have no reason to disagree with that. Locally, there has been a ton of activity. I'm going to give you some stats for about a week and a half ago from Sarasota. This was the last business week of April. We had 259 new listings, which is okay, but we had 382 pending contracts, with 334 of those being under 500,000. So that's the vast majority, what we would call probably our lower end market. 37 up to $1 million, 9 between $1 million and $3 million, and 2 pending sales over $3 million, which is extraordinary considering what's going on in the world. So very strong activity. And then over 253 closings that week in the Sarasota Manatee area. So business has continued. I have not seen pricing impacted largely by coronavirus at all. And we will see if that changes. I do think as time goes on, there may be a slight impact, but nothing that we're getting too worried about. And we're focused on what's in front of us now, which is helping our clients get through to the next step and hopefully towards a better third and fourth quarter of 2020. As always, if you have any questions or just want to talk about the market, you can reach me at the contact information below. And thanks for watching, and hope that you have a great and safe May, and may our May be better than our March and our April.